Alright, we're back in just a second. There we go. We're back with match number 8 between Clarity Gaming and Team Guns N' Roaches. Spawning in the upper left-hand position of, what is this map called? Star Station. Star Station. In the purple color, playing for Team Clarity Gaming, it is DONT! In all caps, of course, so we have to yell it. I'm sorry if that hurt your ears. I really am. And across from him, in the teal color, playing for Team Guns N' Roaches, he needs to bring them back from the edge of defeat. It is Benjamin. Benjamin, I believe, has been around CTL since the start. I believe he was on Benevolent Morons for 2 seasons and then took last season off. That might be wrong, but I'm probably right, because I'm always right. That's just the way it is. I'm making sure I'm not muted. Perfect. So we have a nice TVP. This is our second Platinum matchup, and I have to say this best of 9 thing is a marathon, and I wasn't quite prepared for it. The best of 7 seemed pretty long 2 seasons ago. This is a little bit intense, and congrats to Clarity and Guns N' Roaches for having played every match of this series. But it's a little bit tiring. So we'll see what both of these players have in store for us. I don't remember much about Benjamin's style from when he played before. I just remember that he was part of Benevolent Morons. So he's actually going to make a partial, non-completed depot and just block with that. That's kind of risky. If a probe gets up here and you're not prepared, you can actually lose the depot. We saw that happen once last season. I don't remember who it was, but lost the game because the depot had like 20 health after stopping it during this, and then lost it to a probe. And then, Zealots just ran up into the base on a Proxy 2 gate. It was a little bit of a silly game. But regardless, both players just now scouting. There's the exchange of scout information. Just, hi, what's up? And Benjamin going to head up right into Dont's main and see everything going on. Interesting scouting pattern, making a Z, not a heart, not Huck. I guess, luckily for us. Because if he was Huck, that would be very difficult to beat, I think, in Chobo Team League. We'd have to one-up them and recruit Naniwa or something, and I don't know if anybody particularly wants Naniwa on their team. A little bit more social commentary. Anyway, Benjamin's going for 1x gasless fast expand, which is the old standard, but not necessarily the standard in Heart of the Swarm. It's something you don't really see. It doesn't really allow you to put on early pressure. It doesn't give you much scouting information, so it's just kind of a middle-of-the-road plan. Ooh, the probe's actually getting up into the main and seeing everything. That's a little bit unfortunate. I don't know exactly why he pulled SCVs to do that. Oh, he was just pulling SCVs anyway. So it just kind of worked out that way. So this probe gets a full scout, and it's not overly valuable, but it was cool. I appreciated that. And Dont's mothership core is rallied across the map. Has to be careful to remember to reset that rally point, otherwise his probes will also go across the map. This can be an annoying bit of pressure. Just a stalker and a mothership core can be so super annoying, especially if you get the right angle, but with this bunker finished up, it shouldn't do too much. The mothership core can harass these depots, or even go up into the main and harass SCVs a little bit, but this shouldn't do any real terminal damage. Oh, Benjamin nicely moving that Marine back into the bunker. And Don't actually has a 7 supply lead, which is kind of interesting, just because he's been sitting on 1 base. There's the second Nexus on the way. And this is super annoying. Oh, the time warp coming down. He could kite. Oh. Not quite. Instead, going to just continue harassing this depot. That was 50 energy wasted. That means he doesn't have a recall available now. Or 75 is a time warp. I thought it was 50. The professional response there by Benjamin is to lower the depot, and that will get taken down. That's really annoying. Ugh. As a Terran player, that just makes me angry. Anyway, Don't from the low ground now poking away at the barracks. This shouldn't come close to killing the barracks, especially with the Marauder out. Ooh. A couple of shots there from the mothership core. It only does 8 damage per shot. But that does start to stack up eventually. He needs to gather up his army and try to repel this. And it does look like he will. Dont's just going to go home. He's done his damage. He got a depot. Harassed a couple of Marines. Got like 2 more kills. Yeah, look, resources lost 250 to 50. Well worth it. Not anything that's going to snowball out of control, but really, really annoying. But now the orbital is the name of this thing. Orbital's moving down to the natural for Benjamin. He's stabilized. He needs to get his macro back on track, though. It looks like he got a little bit interrupted, judging by the minerals that he's not floating anymore, but kind of was, and just the supply deficit that he's at. Anyway, factory on the way, and everything has standardized in Terran land. This is kind of risky with the mothership core. I guess it has 100 energy now, so if it gets caught, it will mass recall, but a little bit risky if the Terran pokes out with just a couple of Marines. You can take down the mothership core. I think it's 4 or 5 Marines. It's not too many. Might even be 3. Back at home, 3 gateways and a robotics facility for Don't, the kind of standard configuration of everything. Forge, going for that +1 armor. That's actually the second time we've seen that. I wonder if that's something that Clarity Gaming knows that we don't know. The army, or the armor, yeah, I really don't know what that would do for you other that the weapons wouldn't do for you. Regardless, Don't moving out with this this small force. He's got his 3 stalkers he can rendezvous with, and sending the probe on as well to make a proxy pylon. And this could be a nice little bit of pressure with the Immortal. Could also really backfire if it's controlled well by Benjamin. Stimpack is about finished, so is +1 weapons. If Benjamin just holds out for those couple of upgrades, which he should be able to. It doesn't look like Dont's going to move in before those. But with those 2 upgrades, he should have a pretty easy time defending this. +1 ground weapons immediately on the way from Don't. And this is setting up to be an interesting timing. We'll see how this goes. First 2 medevacs on the way, but they're not going to be out. Ooh, this is a little bit risky from Benjamin. He's trying to do a 2 medevac move out, but he catches a bunch of these units in the middle of the map. There's 5 sentries here. That means he's got more than enough force field energy. Those are just kind of, I mean, they're not wastes, but they're not really helpful. And there's actually the retard magnet, the factory headed in. Will Benjamin make use of it? He was waiting for those medevacs. This is really nice. There's the medevacs. Now his army is way more effective. The retard magnet bought him enough time. And actually, look, it's still kind of working. The sentries and the stalkers were firing at it. Look at the ones in the back still firing at that factory. That's really nice from Benjamin, and he's going to be able to force this back. God, what good play by Benjamin. Really savvy moves so far. Force field's not really helping out Don't, and his army had a lot of sentries in it, which aren't good at fighting. And now Benjamin just chasing his opponent back across the map. 81 supply to 57. Oh, that was so good by Benjamin. That was kind of a cute move by Don't. Sacrificing his Immortal so that the rest of these units could try to get away. I don't think it's going to really matter. The first Colossus is on the way, but it's not going to be there nearly in time. And Benjamin just might win with this counterattack. There's not too many units here. He's got Combat Shield, which is going to finish up in a couple of seconds. He should probably wait for that. It's not very long. There we go. Combat Shield finished up. There's the stim immediately. The probe's all being pulled. They're getting chewed up by these Marines and Marauders. In the back here, he picks off the sentry first, following up by the Immortal. Nice target firing so far by Benjamin. Really nice picking off what he can. There's the GG from Don't, and he leaves the game. And Benjamin, that was such good play by Benjamin. Alright, let's go over what I loved really quickly. He waited. He bought himself a little bit of time. His original plan was to move out with the +1 weapons and the stim pack. Once he moved out and then he would have his 2 medevacs meet him probably about here because they're pretty quick. When he moved out and saw his opponent's army, he forced out a couple of force fields by just kind of moving menacingly toward his opponent's army and kind of catching that off guard. That was really good. Then he pulls back, waits for the medevacs to get out. That's key. That means that he can stim without losing any health on his units. And then having the factory floating over the battle meant that a couple of those sentries and stalkers weren't even fighting to begin with. They were focusing on that factory, and his Marines and Marauders were able just to chew up everything. Couple of really, really good decisions right in a row by Benjamin. And then he didn't really wait for that combat shield, but we can say he did if we want to give him a lot of credit for everything that he did. Really, really well played game by Benjamin, and congratulations to him. He ties up the series at 4-4, and we're going to go to our Diamond Ace match, our best of 3 ace match, to determine the victor in Week 1. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Chobo Team League casted by Meristematic, Guns N' Roaches, and Clarity Gaming, tied up at 4.